love, you know, all that type of music.
Good,
Love it.
positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what you make too. You make good music.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. So you were born here and raised in Sacramento.
Yes, 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 I was. I only moved out one time. I went to Oakland to play basketball.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't even for like a year. I came right back.
Oh wow. So you never lived anywhere else besides Sacramento.
It's only here.
So you're the real Sacramento.
Yes.
That is nice. So I know Drama Cat was telling me how, when you were young, when you guys were young, how you used to, play music and
Mhm.
everything. Like she was saying, oh my gosh, now he's a grown up
Definitely.
man and having kids. It's just how life is.
Right, right.
Yes.
How
Yes,
about you?
yes.
What's your favorite music to listen to?
You know me, honestly, I like reggae, but I'm very specific when it comes to reggae. But I grew up on hip hop and R&B,
Right, right.
soul music, and all that. That's all I listen to.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the '90s and '80s. All that music I could listen to my R&B and soul music. Some of them I can sing word to word.
Right,
That's what
yeah.
I do
I
when I
liked
was
that
young.
too. Like I like the music Soul Child.
Yes.
You know, I grew up on Usher and all that type of stuff. You know.
Love my Usher. I love my everyone like TLC,
Hmm.
Brandy, and and Monica. I mean, we have so
For
much.
real, the music was way better back in the day.
Are you
Like
kidding
it
me?
was way
I
better.
was I was a teenager in the best time, the '80s, '90s. I don't regret any of them.
I know.
We grew up with amazing movies
Hmm.
and music.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. Sorry, this is Mr. Lewis.
What's good with y'all?
Yes, he's here. He's always doing some art and music and art and culture.
Hmm.
Even though I know you're young and you're still not, out there doing the young people too, like I did when I was young.
Yeah.
That you're out there raising your kids, being
Hmm.
your dad. You're a single dad now.
Oh, well, yes, I'm not with my children's mother anymore, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But you still, you're taking care of your
Hmm.
kids.
Off top, yeah.
Yeah, I love your kids. They grew up on Queen Shiva food.
Right, definitely.
So they love cooking. I love seeing them like
That's
yumming
their
it
favorite
up.
food. If I ask them where they want to go eat, they Queen Sheba, like
Yeah.
they for sure
Isn't
want to.
that amazing? That really what warms my heart is like these kids
Hmm.
loving the food and eating the greens and the carrots, the
Right,
vegetarian carrots.
yeah.
So I see them grow up eating it from the mother's belly.
Hmm. And that's what it's about too. Because for me, like I didn't grow up eating that this type of food. You know what I mean? Or just vegetables in general. Like I was on a whole different diet. You know, and now my little
Yes.
ones they have a whole new diet. You know, and they had it from birth, and it's like, and now they eat cultural foods. They
Yes.
have that cultural mindset just from being young. You know, for me, it started when I was like 25, 30. You know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know Carlo, and I don't know if you met him, one of my, customer too. I've been knowing him since he was young. And he has kids. So he says two of his kids, they're vegan, two vegetarian. They like pork and two. They like, he says every time, oh, what do you want to eat? They go, Queen Shiva.
Right. Yeah.
So it's so good to hear the young people eating like that plant-based food
Yeah.
that really from the earth, you
Definitely.
know. And just tell us a little bit about you, sorry. I don't want to be going
Yes.
on
Yes.
about, all this stuff.
So again, I am Mr. Lewis, and I am a dad. You know, I'm an entrepreneur, a videographer. I got my own clothing line, God Mode and Goddess Mode.
Hmm.
Um, I shoot videos, I edit videos, I work with the youth, I grow food. You know, I work with evangelists right now. I learn from the Israel Family Farm. I'm also into building. I'm learning from Brother Rob and J Rob. You know,
Hmm.
we're steadily building and just learning the skills that we need to learn so that we could be self-sufficient. You know, practicing group economics with our people. You
Yes.
know, eating that Queen Sheba. You
Healthy
know,
food, yes.
um, so yeah, that's just basically what I'm doing here in the community. just putting a lot of empowerment, positivity,
Mm-hmm.
and just a new mindset. Really, it's not new. Just getting back to our natural way of doing things as much as we can.
Absolutely, we need to get back to that.
Hmm.
And it's so important, people, especially the youth, and really waking up to that because,
Yes.
like you were saying, mental health, our mental health is affected food,
Hmm.
from the food we eat.
Right. Right.
If we were young, in our community, especially in a lot of the area where our black people are, the food desert.
Yes.
How do we change that?
Mm.
You see what I mean?
Right.
Unless somebody, young people like you, step up and say, no, we need some change.
Yeah.
We're seeing all this McDonald's and Taco Bell,
Hmm.
and that's what I say every time I go to Del Paso around, what our black community live. But it's up to us, learning and changing into going back to food. That's
Yes.
that's the beginning of human being. We
Hmm.
have got to eat our food. But if
Right.
we're eating junk food and poison food, we're really poisoning ourselves.
Exactly. In our mind, and we know it's junk,
Yeah.
and we see how it does our bodies, so we don't feel good about ourselves when we start being overweight and we start looking a certain type of way, feeling a
Mm-hmm.
certain type of way. We know it's bad, and that, like I said, that type of thinking from eating junk food and food that is bad for you, you start saying things like, "Yeah, I don't like how I'm looking," and just all that. So it's like, yeah,
Yes.
when you start changing your diet, when you start changing your habits, and you start doing things like exercising, eating healthy, you start feeling way better about yourself. You start thinking better about yourself. You start moving better. Making better decisions. So it's all aligned.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, the food is aligned with what we do on a daily basis.
Yeah. And you're a vegetarian and vegan. Tell us a little bit about that. I
Yeah,
know a lot of people are scared to be vegetarian and vegan, even just healthy eating.
right. Yeah, I'm just strictly plant based. I don't do any animal products at all. No milk, no meats. I haven't had candy in like 8 years. Um,
That's hard.
right. No sodas or nothing like that. Well, I mean, now it's been a while. They opened this restaurant called what's it called? It's just a plant based hamburger spot, and they got some soda there that I've been drinking, every once in a while. But yeah, just staying on a more whole food, healthy
Yes.
diet. Cooking from the
Yes.
actual beans itself. Making burgers from mushrooms itself and beans, garbanzo beans. Learning a lot of this from Dr. Sabi, so
Oh
that's
yeah.
where a lot of this information came from. The alkaline diet, getting on that type of mindset, and making things from scratch. So that's, it just feels cultural. That hearing it from Dr. Sabi really made me feel that way. Like it made me feel like, okay, we do got something as a
Mm-hmm.
people. Before I was even on anything else, it was health first, and he really made me feel like, yeah, black people are out here healing people. Curing diseases. Like that's what he was doing. That's what I started learning, and I'm like, this is what we got as a people. Just way more. But like I said, that's what I was first introduced to before I started getting into our history and all the other things that our culture is doing for the world.
Yeah. So what do you think need to be like in general, especially for the youth? What is the advice you have, like when it comes to food is your medicine,
Mm,
health is your wealth, really technically. If we
right.
don't realize at young age, and then it's gonna catch up on when they're older age,
Hmm.
and they're like, oh, what can I do now? It might be even too late.
Right. Right. So yeah, my advice to the youth, to the parents out there, just start making things from scratch at home with your children. Start showing them how to make your favorite snacks or something like that. Like they got so many different things you can get on YouTube and look up to learn how to make. So I would definitely get into that. Get into growing
Yes.
food. Go to the farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, reach out to your local farmers and really just get on top of that healthy diet as much as you can. Change out, just start substituting things. Start small, and yeah, just keep it going.
Yeah. And besides coming to eat at Kuishiwa for
Yeah,
you
don't
vegan
make
and
make sure you go to
vegetarian,
Queen
food.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, what they say is that they don't, in Ethiopia, we grew up eating vegan food.
Mm-hmm.
That was our, diet.
Right.
Really, we eat meat sometimes and blah blah. But how do you? And we had to learn how to cook our vegetarian food
Mm-hmm.
as young people, and we
Right.
saw our parents cooking it too. But here the problem is most people don't know how to cook vegetarian and plant-based food.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same time, there is no excuse. There is also internet they can go and check.
Exactly.
So how do you eat your vegan food and cook food?
Right. Yeah.
Especially in the United States where we have like the food culture is totally is another podcast we need to
Right.
do.
Yeah. Really, like you said, I just went on YouTube. I just went on YouTube and started learning how to cook certain things, and
Yes.
then I just looked at my favorite meals that I used to eat all the time when I was eating meat, like spaghetti or tacos and burritos
Yes.
and hamburgers.
The
Like
bad stuff.
yeah, I was just like, okay, how can I make this healthier? What can I substitute these meats out for to make
Mm-hmm.
it more healthier? So that's what I started doing.
Yes. Yes.
Using walnuts, using mushrooms, and using garbanzo beans and things like that. So that's really what I started doing,
Yeah.
and YouTube.
And what about for the people that they say, oh, if you're vegan, I eat side meat dish. I'm not vegan completely, but for those people who say, oh, how you can substitute your protein.
To be honest with you, everything has protein in it.
Yeah.
So it's like your mushroom has protein.
The
It doesn't.
lentil,
Your lentils got protein.
beans.
Everything has protein. It's just different amounts of protein. And the meats or they have a lot of protein in them, and they make you big fast. That the meat
Yeah.
actually stays in your body. So that's why people gain weight, and then when they don't eat meat, they lose weight. Because it's like the meat, your things aren't sticking to you. You flowing
Yeah.
on a whole nother level.
Yes.
Things are able to flow through you. Grease
Yes.
ain't getting stuck in your veins, and having strokes and stuff like that. So
Yeah, they say it takes like when you digestion. It's I mean common sense again. Like when we're eating and when we're eating meat, our body's taking time to digest it
mhm,
because it's like giving a big chunk of meat for your digestion system
right.
to digest.
Hmm.
So that's gonna take a long time to digest in between that process and this clogging all kind of
Right,
stuff.
because you're just piling up more food on
Yeah.
top of that. While you still trying to get
Yeah.
that food out, you just piling up more food. Days and days go
Yes.
by, and you just eat.
And it's stuck there.
Hmm.
So that's why it causes. But if it's vegetarian food, it kind of goes through you.
Definitely, yeah.
So it's not. I mean, they say in every disease and every sickness come from the food that we eat and how our digestion system is like running.
Hmm.
And sometimes we forget it even exists.
Right, right. And again, it's just not being taught properly through school. School didn't teach us that.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the education that we getting. We sending our children to school,
Mm-hmm.
and then they not really teaching nothing on. There's no class that's like strictly about your health and your eating and how that affects the body and stuff like that. It's like you might get a semester class of that in high school, and then you just strictly math, science, history, and reading. It's like that's what they just dig into it, and they just program us with this history, with all this literature that has nothing to do with us black people or Africans, and to benefit us. It's like none of this stuff even benefits us.
Yeah. It actually uses the users to
Mhm.
benefit. So that's another thing. But the thing is, at the end of the day, still the human being are gonna need the black people because everything has been run down now.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean?
Right.
So now we have to really figure it out how to even protect our planet. Our soil being destroyed by
Right.
chemical.
Yeah.
Our human soul being destroyed by greed and all that stuff. So and our climate being destroyed by chemical and companies, blah blah blah. I
We
mean,
seeing that every day. Them spraying in the air, creating
yeah.
these clouds, and it's happening every day. You know, we just living, not really worried about it.
Environmental justice is another thing. We have
Mm-hmm.
to really, really think about it because when you think about it in the human history, we've been affected
Mm-hmm.
from dinosaur all the way to ice age and all that stuff because of the climate that we've been messing. So, but the thing is, the one thing about black people, even in Africa, we've been trying to stay on the earth, what God gave us to
Yeah.
live by.
Mm-hmm.
Even if when we pull, we don't compromise to chemicalize our soil.
Right.
And a lot of black farmers don't do that here either. That's what we lose.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So when they mechanized agriculture, especially here, so they have to use all pesticides and all the chemical stuff. Do you know right now we only have 1% of organic soil left in the United States?
Wow. I didn't know that.
And you know where that is found too?
Yeah.
Here in Sacramento Valley.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's how
Okay.
crazy it is.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, the soil has been destroyed by chemical.
Right.
So, but at the same time, we still have a chance, you know, to fix our soil.
Mm-hmm.
But whereas when you go to Africa, you have at least 90% of the soil is still organic.
Mm. Wow.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the black farmers never compromised on that chemical. Even the Santo, whatever they call them, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
they were coming in there and all
With
that
the
stuff
GMO
with the
seeds, yeah.
GMO and with the pesticide and all that stuff, but they never compromised.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's been compromised already, the
Right.
soil. So that's what I feel like, you know, all the sickness and the disease, the mental health problem and everything comes from because for me food is the most important part of human being. You can have all everything but you don't have your health.
Mm-hmm.
Really, honestly, I mean, if somebody asks you a question, would you rather be poor or have money and die?
Right.
Or to still be poor and happy and live, you know, with
Mm-hmm.
basic necessary things that
Exactly.
God gave you, your family, your friends, your
Right.
community.
Right. I'd rather be poor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So because we based our human being as a human being, we based our life on money and greed and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to destroy our soil, our climate, and our human soul too.
Right.
What
Right.
happened to the African American is really destroying a human being,
Mm-hmm.
who they are, to recreate a human being so they can make money.
Right. All capitalism.
Yeah.
All the isms. All the
Yes.
isms in the world that they got is what's keeping us down. And like
Yeah.
you said, we just have to start with ourselves. Start with our backyards and our homes and our communities, and start making things better there in our households. Start making
Yes.
things better. Start, like you said, okay, let's start growing some organic farms. Let's start homeschooling our children. Let's start learning skills so that we could do these things ourselves. Let me start learning a little bit about the car so I could do this by myself. Let me start learning a bit about this house so I can take care of that myself. Let me learn about
Yes.
business so I can go in business for myself and have me a Queen Sheba. Let me
Yes.
work with other business owners, to keep things connected. So
Yeah.
that's exactly what
It's
we got to do.
important because the young people have to come now. I know it's not fair that the older generation passed that down to them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, for the younger generation now, they have the technology, the information, the necessary things that they need
Right.
to change it.
Mm-hmm.
We can still have time to change the soil into organic soil
Exactly.
because the technology is here,
Right.
the knowledge is here, and everything. But we just need to take that greed out of society.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody can eat accordingly and thrive accordingly. If I'm thriving and my kids are eating, I wouldn't come to my neighbors and, you know, all the kids' mental health problems that we're having right now, not only in our white community, Asian community, in black community is huge. And but I believe we can heal it through food, music, art, and culture. And you are all about music and art and culture too.
Yes.
So I'm all about that. So
Definitely.
I'm in near my music, my food,
Hmm.
something good for human being.
Right. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about especially in our community, especially black community, how important it is, art and culture and music, because that's who we are
Right.
as people.
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
mean, we are other things too, but
Hmm.
and they took that out of school
Yes. Purposely,
purposely.
purposely took it out of school so that you know, we are going in a whole different direction. We don't have the same skills that we had back when I was going to school. They had wood shop, they had automotives, they had ceramics, they had cooking.
Yes.
All of those things are not in school like they used to be. And that's really what we need. We need the arts, we need the culture, and we need to really learn what culture is and
Mm,
what what things make up our culture, and really identifying the culture that we're living now. It's like, okay, let's really see what and how we're living. So like you said, yeah, the
mm,
arts and the culture is knowing our identity. That's who we are.
yeah.
Like, and if you don't know who you are, then you probably out here lost and you know getting hit to whatever they're pushing through the music, through the radio. You're like, okay, this is it. This is what they talking about. Gang banging, and
Yeah.
you just adapting to all that stuff when you don't know your culture, when you don't know your past and where your people came from and all that stuff. You just start,
Mm,
doing whatever.
yeah. So, so what do you think is missing in our youth, in our culture here in Sacramento, that needs to be fixed? That you had to struggle
Mm.
to even figure out all that. That a lot of young people don't have that.
It's just having a platform for all of those different things that we need. It's not too many people who are actually doing something positive and standing
Mm,
on that and pushing that in our community, and just, having that order and that structure. Like, this is the way that we need to be going. And we need to stay away from these things, and
mm,
being really solid in that, and having a community based around those things, having that support. Like how I hear, the older generation talking about, like, my grandma used to be here and she used to help take care of this and hold this down, or my grandpa. It's like we don't have that no more. The
mm,
grandparents in this generation is doing the same thing that the younger generation is doing. They on Facebook, they
mm.
distracted,
Yes.
they lost too.
Yeah.
They no longer are within themselves and be like, no, this is adult conversation. It's like all the conversations are the same now.
Yeah.
It's no adult conversation. It's no stay in a child's place, because the youth are in adults' place and adults are in the youth's place. It's like the conversations are the same, the mindsets are the same. We're all watching the same stuff, so we need to really get more, you
Mm,
know, mature and mentally stable on the things that we need to be doing for where we're at. Like, adults being adults and doing those things, taking care of business, handling business, and wanting to do better. Like how my parents was pushing into me when I was younger, good grades, do this, it was always about doing better,
mm,
so now that I'm older and I'm like, okay, my mom wanted me to do better. So that's what I'm out here doing. And I'm pushing that on the people, and now the adults is like, I don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it now. So it's like, yeah, we gotta continue to stick with those people who are doing those things, who are doing better, who are looking for reparations and anything that we need to continue to build ourselves up, and connecting with those people and keeping our inner resources up and strong and thriving. So I
yeah.
definitely think that's what we need. We need to have in every area
Mm,
that's a necessity. Like you talk about education, food, um, any skills and trades, it's like we need to have those people in the community. Like we know this person who does this, we know these people who do this, and then we're all connected. And anytime we hear anything, and we like, okay, yeah, I know Mr. Lewis does music, so if y'all need some positive music, hit up Mr. Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh, if y'all hungry and y'all want to eat at a black restaurant, go to Queen Sheba. If y'all need a mechanic, go to Ben. You know, if y'all need a farmer, go to Evangelist or Canope. And it's like we're all sharing that. You know, we're all on the same mindset and keeping that going within ourselves. You know, within our community. Or if you need a video, hit up Mr. Lewis. He can get you a video. Hit up Bub Sock. He can get you a video. And it's like if we're all connected that way,
Yes.
and we're all pushing and doing the same thing, it'll keep us thriving. You know.
Yes. Putting the money back into our community. That's why I want to come to again. You know, how do we build our community? It, you know, put back the money back into our community, supporting our youth. You know, people like who's doing there, doing the thing what you're supposed to do. Like you said, even the elder generation, the older generation is disconnected because you know everybody's too busy doing their thing and forgetting the community. But every community thrives from what you were saying. You know, when we come here, when especially immigrants, we thrive from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like immigrants come here, Ethiopian immigrants, where do you think they're gonna go first? Look for Ethiopian restaurant. What is Kujiva? You know, they kind of have to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I mean? So it's a human nature to go to your own tribe or your own people first until you get there.
Right.
And they make us feel bad. No, having a community, African American community, their own community, putting it back and creating the businesses in their art and their culture according to the needs and the wants of their own community, there is nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And that needs to be done, in fact, because, like I was saying to Ade, like, it's hard for me. I mean, I'm lived in a Western, you know, society for a long time, and I have mixed kids and everything. I'm actually international. I can blend with everybody.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, I'm still a black woman, a black person, but living in a black experience. Coming from Africa, living here, what African Americans go through, I have to go through as well. Even though I didn't have to go through that hard toll and all that, what has done to the African American community. But we still been put through there. But at the same time, we still have our community that I can go to.
Right.
I still have my Ethiopian community, like if something happens to me, I can call and say, look, I need some help.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, we need to have that unity in our community as well. If my African American tribe is good for me, I can come to you and say, I need the video to be done tomorrow. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So that kind of supporting system that I feel like we're missing in our community because we always go into other community to reach out to other community to provide that for us instead of providing that for ourselves.
Definitely. So yeah, it's just like you said, we just got to get, you know, we got to lead that for ourselves. We got to start stepping up more on that level and collaborate. You know, on a simple base, like whether it's like, you know, this farmer coming over to the Queen Sheba and they're eating and just making a video of them being there eating, you know what I mean, and using social media to promote that, you know. You know, we was talking about that earlier as far as marketing. It's like people who have a platform already in the community should be using that platform, marketing themselves, you know, collaborating with other people who are doing great things in the community and keeping it going. You know, that's what we got to just keep going.
Yeah. But at the same time, right now, you know, the reason what I'm bringing all this is also because the city of Sacramento has, not the city of Sacramento, I know I keep on saying that, it's the mayor's office, has initiated a reparation program for Sacramento. So I need to be very specific because this is just for Sacramento community. Like we're saying, like this is my community at the end of the day. You know, I don't live in Ethiopia or in Africa or New York or you know what I mean, or Texas, blah blah, or even Oakland. They have their own thing going on.
Definitely.
But this is what we are going on. This is our community. Sacramento is who we are.
Hmm.
This is where we live, regardless. So if I'm benefiting, everybody's you benefiting. It doesn't matter. So right now, the city of, the mayor, so he has put initiation to create a program for reparation program at the city level, which is a good idea.
Right.
And now they have put a survey for African American to fill out that says, what is it? Would you like a program to be created here at the city level?
Hmm.
And if you do, what is it you would like to see? Like what you think is missing for you, or especially for the youth when it comes to in art and culture and music? What would you like to see, like the city of Sacramento, if they decided to create a reparation program? What would you like to see?
I would like to see us being able to get back into skills, get back into marketing and media. That's what we need. We need to be able to uh, market ourselves, get our ideas out. We need to be able to build for our communities, learn those skills that we need that are necessities for our daily lives on a daily basis. We need houses, we need clothes, we need transportation, we need food. So it's like we need to be able to get into those skills. So if we got programs for those things, business, we need to learn how to do business. So it's like if the the programs can be based around those things, then we can continue to thrive. And then we need people to just show up and support. We need us, continuing to put this information out and then having people come and support that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you are very connected to the youth, the art and culture.
Hmm.
What would you feel like that fund in the program? How much would it help to the community that you always trying to reach out to, which are the youth,
Yeah.
especially in our community?
It would help a lot to have reparations for uh, doing the things that we're already doing.
Yes.
We would have more time to do that. I won't have to run around doing this and doing that and doing that in order to make money just so that I can do what I love to do and what our community needs. So it's like if we have the reparations in place to put behind what it is that we're doing, we can do that on a daily basis. We can get to our people in need and they don't gotta wait, because that's what we've been doing for so long, just waiting. It's like we gotta wait on the government,
Yeah.
when we go try to get some general assistance or some food or whatever it is, we always gotta wait. It's always a process. So, we need things right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the same time, how the community violence and the police violence in our community, especially being a black man, the youth, creating our own safety net
Hmm.
when it comes to protecting our community. If there is some fund like that for the community security, instead of people like police and who don't know what the community, what they go through as people,
Hmm.
but having our own neighborhood policing instead of calling the police every time. If we call somebody, cultural competent
Hmm.
when something happens, you know, whatever it is, we don't even have that.
Right. Like how the Black Panthers was.
Yeah. Not just like just the neighborhood ones
Hmm.
from our own community.
Right,
If
right, right.
people are like, about, husband and wife fighting, whatever we do all the time,
Hmm.
you know, then we shouldn't be calling the police. We should have, cultural, competent person that they can call and create like, de-escalating type of
Right, right.
thing. Okay, we need to create something like that for our community,
Hmm.
especially for the youth, the young. They have kids when they're young. They're stressed out. They have to do 10 things like you have to do. But at the same time, they have to still support family and their kids, but they don't have any support that when they need to relieve and create some, healing spaces and safe space.
Right.
that we need to create for our community, especially for our youth.
Mm-hmm.
And what about when they come out of jail? You know,
Right.
shouldn't be just one or two people, or trying to help those youth. We need to have an organization that gets paid
Definitely.
to help those kids so they can get into the society
Right.
accordingly,
Mm-hmm.
because we all make mistakes.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's why, all that is necessary. Reparations
Yes.
is necessary.
Yes.
Our community support is necessary.
Yes.
Knowing who the leaders are in the community is necessary. So, we got to just continue to do all those things, all those small things. It's like we ain't got to wait on nothing. Just keep on building how we building, keep on showing up. And how can we show up for reparations? Like, what are the things? I remember you was telling me about a website or something that people need to sign up for to, you know, uh, to vote or something like that. What was that? What you
Yeah,
was
so
telling me?
it's a survey out there. So it's like 5, 6 of us, the city, me, Chris, and Chris did. I thought Chris did have spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and other few non-profit to be able to outreach the community to do a survey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all over my social media. This is what I do, the thing I do. You see right there, you see the QR code right on
Right.
top.
Yeah.
That's a QR code that will take you direct to the survey. It would go direct to the city, the mayor's office,
Mm-hmm.
so they will see. And mainly, this is specifically that for African American. I'm African, so I'm just putting reaching out to my community for this kind of outreach.
Right.
But at the same time, this is just specifically for African American in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
There is another one for the state too. But right now, we really, honestly, I don't want people to take me there and distract me from all the things. This is just for Sacramento
Right.
people, black people, not just only black people, African American,
Mm-hmm.
to help through reparation create a program that really helps specifically the African Americans here in Sacramento. So I think I really believe the reason why I signed up for it. This is my, takes time and all that, but this is something really good right now. It's going on for our Sacramento community.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, when African Americans do good, we always do good.
Right.
Every community good. Yeah, I'm just saying that is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because African American communities are the most consuming community.
Right.
So if African American community has enough fund, they will be able to spend their money into Queen Sheba.
Right.
And instead of going there and buying McDonald's and
Exactly.
Taco Bell, at least they will have a choice.
Right. Right.
So I will benefit too. Every community, other community benefits the same way.
Exactly. Because we still gonna go out and spend our money in other places. So yeah.
It's not like only African American can benefiting. So that's why I think it's so important. Every community, honestly, should not have any problem. Should not even ask a question. They should ask a question. For me, I come here and do what I do because my African American paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to do what I do right now if I go somewhere else.
Right.
So for every other community and for every other immigrant, the same way. It's not like I'm hating on me being immigrant. I'm glad I came here, but able to do what I need to do for my work hard. I didn't just got it. I had to work hard for it.
Right.
My African American paid for that path. For me to come here as immigrant and to do what I do. So same thing for every other immigrant. So why would we have a problem, our African American benefiting? In fact, we should rally around because that's our community too. When Asian community benefit, I benefit too.
Mm-hmm.
They come and eat at my restaurant. When white community benefit, they're already benefiting. I mean, 80% of my customers are the white community.
Yeah, I be seeing them in there. I do.
So I'm benefiting because they have the money to come and spend the money into my restaurant.
Mhm.
So we all benefit when every community benefit, but we shouldn't be like, oh no, this community should not benefit.
Right, right. And that's how
And
it's.
we shouldn't have no problem, especially African American benefiting because we all here benefit because of that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's super important, you know. And that's why, you know, when you were talking about it, I even hit Chris up myself, and I'm like, hey, let me. How can I get more involved in this? Because I'm not even really into the political part of, you know, what's going on. You know, I'm in the community. I'm here. I'm there. I'm doing my thing. But I'm like, I see that this reparations is important. I see that it can benefit us. So it's like, okay, what can I do to just continue to push, you know, what you guys have already put into place? And I'm just like, okay, y'all, this is where we need to be. This is where we need to show up. You know, I'm gonna just continue to just be a voice for that, and
Yes.
until we get that benefit. You know.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. But to do that, everybody has to put their voice.
Mhm.
Otherwise, if you don't tell me what you want, what you need, I'm not gonna know.
Right.
So, but we, at the same time, sometimes you gotta even have to fight for it
Mhm.
because as a human being, we're still human being. We're not God. You know what I mean? So we're still gonna be resisting. So here we are now. We don't need to be resisting. It's out there for us to really put, especially African Americans, to put this survey out there and put this is how I would like my reparation. This is what I would like to see,
Mhm.
and it gives you that opportunity to
Right.
do that.
Definitely.
And that would give for the city or for whoever who's trying to create that reparation, they would give it would give them a statistic. Okay, this is what the community want, and instead of assuming, oh, this is what they want, here you go, but they never get to the people.
Right. Definitely. So yeah, we got to continue to speak up for ourselves. You know,
Yes.
show up for us and support in things that are going to benefit us the most. So yeah.
Everybody should support that,
Mhm.
regardless. After you're African American, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, we always support, especially the African American, always supporting
Mhm.
everybody else.
Right.
So why not everybody else supporting now the African American who's paid for it, who to benefit from, it's not even that much,
Right.
city level, and then we can fight state level, and then federal, to federal level, which is supposed to be done a long time ago. There's
Mhm.
not even a bill, a proper bill out there for
Right.
reparations. So,
I'm
but
glad it's
this
happening now.
is happening now, so
Yeah.
that's all matters.
Yeah.
But get involved, and we'll be on Sac State. I know you will be there too to give us some positive music
Mhm.
on April 11 at Sac State from 5:30 to 7 p.m. We might go into 7:30. Who knows? We'll be there at the Sac State Library. So please come and join us as well. And the I mean it's five of us. We are out there trying to outreach our community regardless.
Right.
Even if you're not from Sacramento, just fill it out. It's okay too. You know, for surrounding. Then it will give them a good data for them to say, okay, we need more money into education.
Mhm.
We need more money into art and culture. We need more money into housing.
Mhm.
We need more money into health and wellness,
Mhm.
healing the community.
Definitely.
That's why we have to be, putting what is it we need for our community, but our community to be healed for what is done to them.
Mhm.
And until you speak, I could not diagnose you what you really want. So this program is not like a program like every other program where somebody is creating. It has to be a program that specifically the community leaders like you who's been doing the work out there already, like Shona, everybody else. I know I'm throwing Shona all over the place, but she's amazing. I love her. But
Definitely. Yes, Make sure y'all go support the African
Sojourner
market.
Truth,
Yes,
yeah,
Sojourner Truth.
please.
Yes.
And so they will be able to do what they've been doing
Hmm.
for the,
For the youth, because there's
yeah,
always youth there. They always have
yeah,
programs for the youth. They always paying the youth. You know, they always have me come do music for the youth. They always have somebody come out and who has skills to be doing for the youth. So,
yeah.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. And then the community leaders who's been doing the work can actually identify who needs it and apply it accordingly. Now everybody thrives accordingly the skills and the knowledge what they have, what they need, what they don't need. It's time. This is
it is.
America, the richest country in the world.
Hmm. This is the richest time that we're in as well. So,
It's got time.
with technology and all the ways to make money, we should be making money. You know, it should
Yeah.
be flowing. Yeah.
And we have, that's what I was saying, like when African American thrive, the whole America
Right.
thrives. We still have so much wealth sitting on.
Hmm.
We still only like 1 or 2% in the agriculture industry.
Hmm.
We still only 2-3% in the manufacturing industry. We still only 2-3% in the technology industry, in the service industry, and now we are in the AI
Right.
industry.
Right.
So we still have so much work to make
Hmm.
if we get that reparation to stop.
Definitely.
You see what I mean? For me, even coming in here to see, honestly, for African Americans especially, to thrive, even with that 50, 60 years, it's not that long ago. And still with the system, systemic racism going on, and with all the roadblock being put deliberately,
Hmm.
still thrive.
Definitely. Right.
Imagine if there was no hardship whatsoever
Hmm.
for every kid. It's not for every kid to be, opening a restaurant. But if I didn't have my brother to invest in me a little bit, I wouldn't be here and talking to you, honestly. So the same thing for those kids who are there. If there was some fund like every other community, whether it's loan and grant and whatever it is, their way, they will succeed.
Hmm.
And instead of 2 or 3% of us in business, we'll be 20, 30, 40% of us in business. And we don't need to be asking no reparation no more.
Exactly.
Now we have our own money.
Exactly.
We have our own fund.
Hmm. Yeah. And on top of the reparations that we're fighting for, to get, it is also just us showing up for each other and supporting each other while we are waiting and doing this work. As long as we're doing that, again, yeah, we don't need the reparations, but they will help.
Yes.
So
Unity in the
definitely.
community.
Hmm.
So important. I know you guys do unity in the community, music. So unity in the community. If me and you are united, that's the only way we can help other people. I can't do it by myself. You can't do it by yourself. Imagine 3, 4, 5 of us come together to benefit the community.
Hmm.
Forget like me and you, we do our own thing.
Right.
But come together, not just for our own, just to build our community, we're still going to benefit.
Hmm.
Regardless, the community benefit, we benefit, the city benefit, the state benefits, everybody benefits. So we're creating, in fact, a win-win situation for everybody.
Hmm.
So why would they not create that program and put that fund? It's good for everybody. You see what I mean? Because it is what it is. Yeah. So we need that reparation like as soon as possible, and we need that program for the city for our people, for African American to be created as soon as possible. So to do that, we need our people to go there and show up to put their survey.
Hmm.
So we gotta do that. So please join us. The survey is all over the place. I'm gonna send it to you as well. Please share it as much as you can, especially young people. We need to hear from young people because the young people are the next generation. I am done, honestly.
You're not done. You got a
No,
lot
I'm
of work.
saying
You
when
got a
I'm
lot of work.
done.
You got a lot of energy left.
I have energy, but at the same time, I want to see the young people thriving.
Right. No, I definitely feel it.
When I'm saying I'm, you know what I mean, 5, 10 years, I want to be, thinking about my retirement.
Definitely.
But at the same time, when we're retiring, what are we passing to the young people? So that's what I mean. So we gotta do what we gotta do to have young people be in the businesses, in entrepreneurship, in nonprofit, in music, in our culture, in all that who we are. And we have you, somebody like you, to help us get that done.
Definitely.
I don't need to go nowhere. So make sure you help us help everybody. So all the young people, we want them to go and put their voice out there. That's the most important part. Yes.
So make sure y'all scan the code, click on it, double click it on, click on it on your phone, fill out the survey, y'all. I'm gonna be sending it out. I'm gonna make some more of my own individual videos just to let y'all know. And I'm gonna keep supporting Queen Sheba. I'm gonna keep supporting Zion, and all the other leaders out there. So you know what time it is.
Yes.
This is Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We need more people like you. So keep up the good work. I'm so proud of you for all the work you do. We need you.
Thank you.
And the father you are too. Honestly, you are an amazing father. I've seen you bringing your kids and how you love them, how you adore them. We need father like you who really fights for the kids every day, regardless.
Right.
Regardless. And I'm the witness of that. So thank you for all you do. And thank you everybody for showing up and watching. And we appreciate you. But make sure you go and put your voice out there. So don't complain about nothing, but go in there and put in your voice out there. Thank you again.
Yes. And again, I'm Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
You can follow me online MTerrlewis. And my website is rebuildingtheculture.com. I got a lot of empowering music for y'all. If y'all need videos, if y'all need the God mode gear, I got you. Goddess mode.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate you, dear.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We got this done. So I'll share with you as well.
This is what we need, like for real.
Every day we're gonna be doing this just to put our voice out there.